My friend, we're going to do Up on the Housetop, page 154 of the 100 all-time baritone favorites. This is a great one for the songbook. I hope that you're following along with this series. I teach from it, not sponsored by it, but I enjoy the way that Mr. Thomas Ballinger writes and arranges these, so they're good learning tools. Here we go. First measure has two things we look for: key signature and time signature. Time signature is 4/4, which means there are 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. So we have... That's our meter, but for today, we're going to slow that BPM from about 120 down to about 80. Okay, here we go. We're going to just play the melody so we get an idea where we're going from point A to point B. Second thing I do when I look at a piece of music, I skim the whole thing to see if there's any reoccurring themes. Looks like we have a lot of eighth notes moving into the first measure, so be aware of that. They're quick movements. First note's going to be a D. We're going to play the 3. I'm going to say it in the eyes of the note and for the tab. This is a D at the 3rd fret. We're going to play the D, D, E, D, B, A, G, B, D, E, E, D, B, A, D, D. So when we're going through there, we're going to zone around 1, 2, 3, 4 using our first 4 fingers on the first 4 frets. Try and play with me here. 1, 2, ready, and go with... Next line, open, open, 3 for the D, B, A, D, D. We're going to the 5th measure, D, D, open, E, D, B, A. Pull off onto the G, work the B and rock it out to the D. Here comes all for the little ones, open, open, open. So what kind of note is that? It's a quarter into an 8th note, and then we're going to have an 8th note pulling out. So we have quarter, 8th note, quarter. It's a weird phrasing, but here's what it's going to feel like. Open, 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 3, 3, open. Did we follow that? We have a E, 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 D, D, B. Ooh, hard one. D, 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 falls down on an A, jumps up to a D, and goes to an open. Now, you're going to know when you play that it's over the top of the G major. It's going to be both things moving together, rhythm and melody. When we get to the, let's see here, 12th measure, we've got C, C, E. That's going to be our melody line. La, la, ya, la, la. First one, quarter, quarter, half note. Next time we're going to do it, we're going to go to the D and play the D with the B. And we're going to have the same phrasing we had before, except now it's not 2 8th notes backed with a quarter. It's just a half note. Here we are. D, we're going to back that up to a open, open, and that's going to fall down to 2, 1, 1, which is a A, C, C. And then we're going to be moving our finger up to the open, D with an 8th note, and then we're going to play an open low note, and then rest. Here's what the whole phrasing is going to sound like from the 12th fret. Rest. Cool. Here's the last 4 measures of the tune. We're going to go to D, same thing, 3rd finger. We're going to start with a quarter, 8th note. It's odd. We're going to play a quarter, 8th, and then play the open E string as the 2nd note of that 8th note in the first beginning of that measure. That's a mouthful. Try and think about that at the same time. So here we go. 3, 3, open, 3, 0. And then we're going to be playing C, D, E. We're then going to be playing D, D, E, D, B, B. The last measure is going to complete the phrasing. 2, 3, 0. There we go. We're having an A, D, G, dun, dun. Here's what it looks like through the rhythm. Play along with me if you want. We're just doing quarters and 4th. Then we'll add some pizzazz. 1, 2, 3 with the laws. La, 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 la. C and G share the measure. And it goes to the D. Holds it on out, back to the G. Hold it out for 2 measures. Here's the 2nd measure. C and G again shares the measure. C, G, D and G share this measure. Here comes our C major. You can even accent it. And then go to the G, D, back to the G. These are standard progressions. C, back to the G. D and G at the end are going to share the last measure. That aforementioned chord that I played was the The G7, that's a great chord to end on if you're playing this with a little pizzazz. So let's put a little muscle behind it. I'm going to do something called a pop drop. You can view it as a rest and a downstroke. Both of these would be considered an eighth note. Here we are. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Little fanfare at the end. I hope you had a good time. I sure as heck did. Bye. Good call.